Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Black Anime and Comics. I am your brother Carthrell Muhammad.
And I'm your brother Jami Muhammad.
All praises is due to Allah. We are blessed. I know this is our premiere episode of Black Anime and Comics, the Black Literacy Day. We are thankful. We are blessed that you will be joining us now or in the future. We appreciate you giving us a little bit of time in your divine mind. All right, we're going to hit you up with a little bit of theme music. We want you to text the word sci-fi, text the word SYFY to 678-736-7086. And you'll get your free copy of the Muhammad Ali versus Superman comic book. Welcome to Black Anime, Comics, and Sci-Fi. Uh. How y'all feeling that? How y'all feeling that out there? That's right. Black anime, sci-fi, and comics. We in the building. Again, I'm your brother Carthrell Muhammad. And this is your brother
Jami Khalifa.
There we go. All praises are due to Allah. Welcome, family. All right. Thank you so much, family, for tuning in with us. We thank you for tapping in with us here at Black Anime, Comics, and Sci-Fi. We really do appreciate that. We thank you, whether you're going to be here with us now or in the future. We appreciate that you are here with us today. And this is a very important topic that we're going to be talking about today, and that is literacy. We're going to be talking about literacy, and I'm going to turn the mic over to my beloved son in just a few seconds, because he's going to help us get the groundwork for why a lot of this is important. But before we jump into that, family, we got a few things for you to support, before we get started. So we want to go ahead, jump in with that.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
Worldwide, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call Radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button, or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the nation.
Let's stipulate that this is not a vaccine. I mean, we need to be really clear. We're using the term vaccine to sneak this thing under public health exemptions. This is not a vaccine. This is a mRNA packaged in a fat envelope that is delivered to a cell. It is a medical device designed to stimulate the human cell into becoming a pathogen creator. It is not a vaccine. Vaccines actually are a legally defined term, and they're a legally defined term under public health law. They're a legally defined term under CDC and FDA standards. And a vaccine specifically has to stimulate both an immunity within the person receiving it, but it also has to disrupt transmission. And that is not what this is. They have been abundantly clear in saying that the mRNA strand that is going into the cell is not to stop transmission. It is a treatment.
Welcome to Black Anime, Sci-Fi, and Comics. Thank you for tapping in with us. Just giving you a few things to support today.
My name is Sadiqa Muhammad. I've been blessed with an opportunity to literally press the reset button for my life. And it's just in time for the Muslim reset or Ramadan. I didn't have any Ramadan decorations for my home, and I haven't seen any that represent the MGT. So, the black man and woman are gods. And what do gods do? They create. So join me in pressing the reset button with this beautiful MGT on your wall, reminding you of this blessed Ramadan.
I'ma make you walk like that.
Mercedes, coffee for the people. thank you for tapping in with us here at Black Anime, Sci-Fi, and Comics. We really appreciate your time. We got a very important topic today, and that is Black literacy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we're here to talk about today. My beloved son, as many of you may or may not know, he is the founder of Black Anime, Sci-Fi, and Comics, and he is constantly on the grind to make us aware and knowledgeable about Black anime and comic that are available to us. Now, he's doing that for several reasons. Number one, it lets us know about other artists that are out there that's dealing with Black anime, sci-fi, and comics, but also to promote literacy among our youth and to create a higher self-esteem. Okay, because a lot of us, we can see the Supermans, we can see the Batmans, we can see the Aquamans, and all of them, for the most part, they don't look like us. So he wants to bring attention to those that do look like us. And this is why he started his journey with Black anime, sci-fi, and comics. His brother has been blessed to interview some of the biggest names in Black anime and comics. I'm talking about Andre Batts of Urban Style Comics. What's my brother's name of Black Sands?
Brother Manuel Godoy.
All right, so he's been blessed to interview him, and
Andre Dorset. Well, his comic isn't out yet. His comic is called Vaccine. Um, and it's a zombie apocalypse comic. And then I'll explain more as we get later about all of their comics later.
who are some of the other people? Have you interviewed anybody else?
Hold on, wait. No, I don't think I've interviewed anybody else as of yet. But I know there's brother Trey with Impound Comics. You have Concrete Comics with a K, and you
Okay.
have a few others.
All right, so family, again, this brother has been blessed to talk with some of the biggest names in Black anime. Again, like Andre Bass of Urban Style Comics. We're going to put that link down in there, but you can also, he is a proud helper of these brothers in helping to distribute their comics. We're going to put the website in here. So I thought I got Urban Style. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Let me do that as Urban Style Comics.com. There we go. That's urbanstylecomics.com. And what is the other one? Blacksand.com?
Yeah, Black Sands. I think it's blacksandsentertainment.com. Look it up to make sure.
Okay, and we're gonna put this one in here.
Yeah, blacksandsentertainment.com.
Okay. Okay. All right, family. So these are some of the places where you can check out Black anime at its finest. Okay, these brothers are doing a phenomenal job. They're doing a phenomenal job, and both of these brothers, brother Andre Vance, as well as Manuel, they are both taking us back to a time period of Kemet, to let those of us know about that time period. We were pharaohs, kings, and queens, and they also produced several other comics dealing with a multiple array of different things. Urban Style, I believe, has 5 or 6 comics of their own, and also Black Sands. They are not only doing their own thing, but they're also helping other people bring their animation to life in their comic books to life, family. So that's why my beloved son, he decided to start Black anime, comics, and sci-fi. And his website is
www.blackanime.comics and sci-fi.
and
No, Black Anime Comics and then yeah, so comics and sorry, it's kind of long. Sci-fi SY. Yeah, you got it.
All right. All right. So you can pick up a lot of what we're talking about right on his website. He spoke with these brothers and they, allow him to represent their comics. As I said, he's interviewed with both of these brothers. And I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him and what he's doing. And he's really on the push, on the grind. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He's on YouTube doing it hard in the name of God. So without any further ado, family, I want to turn the mic over to my beloved son, my brother, my friend, and your brother, Brother Jami Khalifa Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Alex Salam, sir. Uh, excuse me. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So, as my dad had just said, we're here talking about Black literacy and why it's important for us to have have literacy in the first place. Because it's one of the pipelines, like in this current system and the racial injustice is part of the prison of pipeline system when you're not as versed in literacy as you should be, because like they already can determine, they literally have a test. I think Brother 19 Keys talking about it. I know it was a childhood trauma test. What's the name of that test? But it's a childhood trauma test where based on how much childhood trauma you had, you go to prison or whatever. And then same thing with literacy. They have, based on how literate you are, how long do you have until you end up in prison. Uh, and we have to stop that statistic, and we have to help our children want to read more. The only way to get them to, especially Black children, and to read more, and to get our other brothers and sisters to read more, we have to see more of our own selves. And it's a lot of Black, as we're talking about, Black anime and Black comic creators, it's some Black anime creators, Black sci-fi comic creators, and that will help us to get more of a positive image. But also we need to make sure that we're also reading books that help to feed our minds as well, and helps to feed our spiritual side as well, and our financial side, because that's the other thing. Like with finances, they don't teach you everything about finances. And that's why like you have to make sure that you're reading things about it. Like we're enrolled in the ABS tribe and Brother 19 Keys class, and they're teaching us about the science of finance, the science of business, the science of marketing. And the only way you gonna know about those things is if you read the information. And even if you're having a spiritual problem or a mental problem, whatever, you're only gonna know about that problem if you read about it, and then you have to seek out a solution through reading or applying the knowledge that you already read. Like for example, with How to Eat to Live, the Most High Muhammad tells you how to eat, what not to eat, and to strive to follow that to the best of your ability. It's also about the thought that you go into it too, because we were in our study group last night, and we were talking about like how sometimes you may fall asleep when somebody's talking, at a lecture, or you may just get uninterested in a conversation, and you just get bored or whatever. Not whatever, you get bored. And you shouldn't. You should be trying to striving your best to engage. Of course, it's a process, and you have to get yourself to engage more. Even if you just read 15 minutes a day to get yourself into reading, or even 5 minutes. You start at 5 minutes. I'm okay. Let me see. I'm gonna read these few books for 5 minutes. Let's see what I get out of it. And you never know. You might read something like, "Oh my god," and it's like an explosion in your brain because like it was something that you weren't expecting. And that's part of why we need more Black literacy among our Black youth, especially our Black men, because they are not saying that the Black women aren't like getting, I don't have lower literacy rates, but Black men's literacy rates are very low. And that's why they're like highly likely end up in the prison to pipeline system. Okay, it's lagging a little bit. Um, and we have to make sure that we change that by giving them more things about themselves. Like my dad, and I appreciate him doing this, and we're gonna continue to get back to this ourselves. Where when I was younger, he was teaching me, he was reading A Great Man of Color and teaching me about different people in Black history, like Queen, if I'm right, Nzinga, uh, who they named California after. Really, that was the original Queen Khalifa. Okay, Queen Khalifa. Okay, yeah, and also different just kings and queens throughout time and history, Black kings and queens, because we've been here for so long, as the minister says, Muhammad Muhammad, and as we're taught, like for so long that time has erased us, that we have so much history and things that were lost, and that's why they keep unearthing artifacts from our Black civilizations, and we have to know more about ourselves. And the more you know about yourself, the more you learning about God as well, because you have to learn about yourself because you're a direct descendant of God Himself. So if you're a direct descendant, that means the more you know about yourself and the more you know about God, the closer you can get to God Himself. Uh, and you can only do that by the acquisition of knowledge and the application of knowledge, because like you can read it right. Application of knowledge is power, not just the knowledge itself. You have to apply the knowledge, and that'll give you the power along with it. And that's what we have to continue to instill programs, and also in the home make it a necessity for reading, and read to them or get them assignments throughout the day and call and check on them. Hey, did you read that book? No, you better read that book. And just different things like that. I'm not saying try to mean it, but I'm like, you need to get them to be more literacy efficient, because we need to stop the whole prisoner pipeline system, because it's too much of it, and it's too many Black youths in that's around my age. I'm 21. That's even younger than me, or right at 20, and they in prison already. And some is for life, or you know 10 years, 15 years, or even 20 years, and they don't come out the same.
That's right.
Um, but even in that, there's still a way, like as you help them to read more information, knowledge, to get them out of that, and apply the knowledge to get them out of that condition.
Yeah, it was said, and it's an old axiom, and that axiom says that if you want to hide knowledge from a Black person, put it in the book because they won't read it. And furthermore, along with that, they forbade us to read for hundreds of years. Now you have to think about this. During slavery time, they forbade us to read for hundreds of years. And those who were found guilty of helping us learn how to read, say sometimes they were beaten, sometimes they were killed, sometimes they were in prison. They made it a key point that we not know how to read, because they were tricking us with language. They were tricking us with words. So therefore, in that, they didn't want you to have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because when you have the same type of wisdom that others have, there's no way you can be a slave. It takes a level of ignorance for you to be enslaved, and they wanted to make sure that. I just want to quote something really quick. Just give me 1 second, because this is his show. I'm just here to help. Okay, just give me 1 second. I want to read something. Come on now. Okay. Okay. Now check this out. This is found in Message to the Black Man. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is quoting the book entitled Brown Americans by Edwin R. Embry. This was printed in 1946 on page 54. He said, he quotes, a devil Henry Berry as saying while speaking in the Virginia House of Delegates in 1832 and describing the situations as existed at the time in many parts of the South. We have, as far as possible, closed every avenue by which light may enter the slave's mind. The avenue of the light of Allah you are unable to shut out, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. If we could extinguish the capacity to see the light, our work would be complete. They would then be on the level of the beasts of the field, and we should be safe. I'm certain that we would not do it if we could find out the process and that of the plea of necessity. Now, that just goes to show you that they planned our illiteracy. They planned these things. They were actively engaged with keeping light. What does light do? The light of the sun causes everything to rotate. The light of the sun allows everybody to see color. The light of the sun gives everybody life, light, and energy. So if they saying they block every avenue by which light, meaning in this case knowledge or a particular knowledge from coming to us, then they didn't want us to rotate. They didn't want us to grow. They didn't want us to know this base of knowledge that would free them from us, and they planned it. They moved on it. They did things politically to ensure that you nor I had the ability to read. So now when you see us and we're gonna show you about the statistics of us not reading today. So now when you hear about the lack of literacy in the Black community, it's really like a slap in the face, because our foreparents died for us to have the ability to read. They died learning to read. And now the saying is, if you want to hide knowledge from a Negro, put it in a book. Think about that. I'm gonna turn it back over to my son just for a minute. Then we're gonna jump into this video.
Yes, sir. Uh, yeah, they like it's sad that, as you stated, that our literacy rate is lower and we're not reading like we should, um, because we haven't been given a reason to read, or even if some of us have been given a reason, we don't feel like it's that important to our purpose, but it is. Like, you can't say I want to be an engineer, but you don't want to read the just keep it, yeah. You want to be an engineer, but you won't read the mathematics behind or study the mathematics, then you're not going to become an engineer. Or you may be able to become one, but it's going to be really hard for you because you're going to have to process the information. And it's just best that you know the information beforehand, so that way you understand. You can better do not their job, like you could actually make your own job, or you could go help somebody in the Black community that's already doing engineering projects and different things like that. Because as we noticed, and I've noticed, even in college, all they're striving to do is teach you the skill and get you to use it for them. Instead of using it for them, like when you learn the skill, you should use it for yourself. Not that a degree is not good. A degree is good, and I'm gonna strive to graduate and get my degree. However, a degree doesn't mean anything if you're not gonna do anything with it.
That's
Um,
right.
so if you're gonna get the degree, or even before you get the degree, make sure you finding a way to do something for yourself. Because that's just the ultimate thing you have to do for self, as Muhammad said, or suffer the consequences. Not saying a job is not nice or whatever. and they don't pay you. But again, as you know now, you seeing the jobs are not guaranteed no more at this moment. So you really have to get into the business of making your own or join on with somebody that's doing for themselves and help them. And that's one reason why we have to increase our literacy so we can have more information and more knowledge to apply to being able to have make our own communities, to have engineers, mathematicians, teachers, etc.
That's right.
Because the only way you're gonna get them is if you read and you teach them and show them
That's,
how the information works.
that's right.
And it starts in the womb of the woman.
Go ahead.
Like if you actually talk to your child, you said, "Okay, I want my child." My dad said when I was younger, when I was in my mom's womb, he wanted me to be a businessman. What else? And a minister. I didn't, but I definitely got the. I mean, I got aspects of both, but I'm more on the businessman side though. But that got instilled in me from a young age, and he was reading "Message to the Black Man," "Our Savior Has Arrived," and putting on lectures of the minister. He was following how to give birth to God and listen to it. And that's how you have to get your children to be able to expand their minds. You have to. Thanks, Ma.
That is true.
Thanks, Ma. Yeah, it is true.
It is true.
You have to expand their minds by giving them more information and helping to them to apply the information. Because what's happening is, yeah, you'll teach them the information, but are they really getting and processing what you're saying? So you have to study how children's minds work and how your child's mind specifically works. You have to pray, ask Allah, God, whatever name you call them. Hey, Allah, how do I teach this child? I don't know. I need help
Yeah.
because every child is different. No child will ever be the same. I don't care. Like even if you taught them the same, they won't be the same.
That's right.
So you have to take that into account that every child is gonna be different, and it has to be. And the last thing is, it has to be more personal care taken in the department of figuring out how each child learns.
Right. And just to bring a little bit of witness to what my son is saying, and what he's decided to do is to do a Black Literacy Day on Saturdays, that you can invite your children to hear the Black anime and comics live right here to inspire them to want to read, to inspire them to want to get these books. So we're helping Black business. He'll be helping Black business. He's going to be helping children want to be more excited about reading. And also, he's going to be helping them want to be more creative and uplifting their self-esteem by them being able to see Black superheroes and sheroes that they can relate to. I want to just take a moment and read an article and I'll put this in the chat. It comes from the eduadvocate.com.
It's the advocate.
Advocate, sorry. I'm going to put that in the chat so you all can either pull it up if you want or pull it up later. We definitely want you to tap in with us. Text the word sci-fi, SYFY, to 678-736-7086. Peace, Brother Joseph.
Hey, brother.
Peace,
Joseph.
Brother Joseph. Peace, Annie. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in with us. We really appreciate it. Again, we want you to text the word sci-fi, SYFY, to 678-736-7086. And today you'll be getting a free copy of Superman versus Muhammad Ali. If you text that word to that number, you'll be getting a free copy of Superman versus Muhammad Ali. We'll tap in with you and get that to you. Okay. So I want to read this article here. It says Black boys. Again, this is that article. I dropped it in the chat. It's not that long. Say black boys in crisis, they aren't reading. Literacy is the basic building block for the rest of an academic career and the lifetime that follows it. Research shows that children who come from homes where reading was a priority and they were read to by their parents perform better academically throughout their lives. The National Center for Education Statistics report that kindergarten students who are read to frequently at home are more likely to count to 20, write their own names, and read or pretend to read. Only 53% of children aged 3 to 5 are read to every day by a family member. Though at that number, though and that number drops for families with incomes below the poverty line. The importance of parental influence in reading extends beyond the youngest grades. The U.S. Department of Education reports that fourth grade classrooms with low parental involvement have students with average reading scores that are 46 points below the national average. Reading isn't important just for its own sake. However, literacy is the foundation for all other learning endeavors. The Educational Testing Service report that students who read more in their homes perform better on math assessment. The connection between reading in early childhood and its impact on future years is clear. Since parents, grandparents, and siblings are the default role models, most of the time during the vital 0 to 5 age group, the responsibility to instill early literacy falls on families. That's a problem for black boys. Only 10% of eighth grade black boys in the U.S. are proficient in reading. In urban areas like Chicago and Detroit, that number is even lower. By contrast, the 2013 National Assessment of Educational Progress found that 46% of white students are adequate readers by eighth grade, and 17% of black students as a whole are too. The achievement gap between the two races is startling, but the difference between the NAEP report on black students as a whole and the stats on black boys alone is troubling too. This is where that important dissection between at-risk groups needs to take place. It is not simply black children in general who appear to be falling in the basic like literacy, excuse me. It is the boys. Where does that disconnect arise? Hypothesis from the NAEP data, a brother and sister from the same household can have vastly different literacy levels, even if they come from the environment and are read to the same amount of time, even if that amount of time is none. That difference, the gap in literacy achievement, should fall on parents. That's the fault of our schools. Literacy learning is tailored to girls. So how do we adapt to better reach our boys, particularly our young men of color? Reading is only one piece of the school puzzle, of course, but it is a foundational one. If the eighth graders in our schools cannot read, how would they ever learn other subjects and make it to college education or in reality the high school diploma? Reading scores tell us so much more than the confines of their statistics, and I believe these numbers are one of the major keys to understanding the plight of young black men in our society as a whole. And that was the article. Okay, so right there, you 736. Hold on. All right. Okay, so right there, that just goes to show you again the importance of literacy among us. And it also goes to show you that black male children are not interested in a lot of the subject that's being taught because oftentimes you don't see anything about yourself in those books. I can remember when I learned about Egypt or Kemet in high school, and it showed me all white faces. I remember that book sitting in the classroom, and I looked at it, and something in my mind told me that wasn't right. And that's all it showed. It showed white images. And the truth of the matter is, it is the Europeans that are printing our textbooks for the most part. They're printing our textbooks and giving us this information. Now, look at this. In Texas, they just basically said they will not be teaching Black history nowhere in Texas. So, what does that tell us? They don't want people to know about our accomplishments. They don't want people to know about what we've done. And oftentimes, when we hear anything about us, it is either slavery or post-slavery. It's never when we were kings and queens. It's never when, that's right, Brother Joseph, it's all fiction. It's never when we were rulers. It's never when we were emperors and all these things. And they never even tell you about the Black being the original people all over the planet Earth. They may tell you in code, but you got to be able to figure that out. So what my son decided to do was to do this, to come up with a literacy day, and that will be on Saturdays by the grace of God. And what we're going to be doing is reading from these Black anime and comics to, number one, introduce you all to these comics. And number two, this is an opportunity for bring your children, your nieces, your nephews, your loved ones, your godchildren, bring them in front of the screen so that we can actually read together. And this is why we highly recommend that the books that we mentioned that you get, so that way, and you can get them off my son's website right there, Black Anime Comics and FYSYFY.com. Black Anime Comics and Sci-Fi.com. So you can pick up these comics that he's going to mention right on the website so that you can join, you and your children, your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren, your godchildren. Join them in while we're reading. We know they may not be able to do it this time, but God willing, next time you'll be able to have that book. So we definitely want you to go to that website and purchase the book. We want to show you the book we're going to be reading from today. And we're going to be reading from Black Sands, The Seven Kingdoms by our brother Manuel Godoy and Leonard Nimmerman. Excuse me, I ain't never seen them. Lynn Ormond, David Linderman. Okay, so we're going to be reading from this book right here. Again, you can actually tap in with that and get that available to you by going to his website, which is in the chat already.
Right,
Okay.
and digitally, you can either get it from you can either go to Black Sands Publishing app because he got an app too.
Okay.
Black Sands Publishing.
Right, but it's always good to have the hard copy so they can see it and pick it up whenever they want, or they pick up the iPads too. So either way you want to get it, okay, either way you want to get it, go ahead, go to my son's website so we can do that. We want to play one more quick video, okay? Want to play one more quick video. All right, we want to play one more quick video that's talking about the prison, the literacy to prison school pipeline. Okay, we want to play that quick video. So just stay with us with that. Okay, just stay with us. We just laying the foundation for why we're doing what we're doing, and we want you to be right here with us. All right. Okay.
What? Everyone, today I play started by Dr. Norman White, who was a professor in the College for Public Health and Social Justice. And he started this organization with the intent that we would go into our neighboring North St. Louis community, work with students there, build relationships, but also work against the school to prison pipeline, which has its roots so deep in St. Louis City.
The school to prison pipeline is really a reflection of the larger set of issues that are happening in our country. The American education system is not meeting the needs of our children. A lot of times, it's reflecting very racist practices, very discriminatory practices that are happening in multiple spaces outside of education. I think it's become known as a school to prison pipeline because that's where children are often identified, whether it be by the educator themselves or someone in the school system as either having a significant behavior problem, as being deviant, as being incorrigible, as being unteachable, and then that ends up becoming a label that eventually results in multiple punitive consequences for that child.
We send over 70 tutors to schools in the North St. Louis area, and we are really pushing consistency with our tutors. So we have all of our tutors go at least once every week to really build that relationship with the students.
Working with college level students is kind of a completely different presentation from working with the teachers who are saying, get it done within this time frame, where they're asking the questions. They've bonded and made relationships with the students that they service, so they look forward to them coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they're like, it's my time, are they here yet? Are they here yet? And those students really have made academic gains. And so having them being able to come in and service the students has made a tremendous impact on who the students are and how they are presenting. And then when I talk with them about things that we had need of in the building, they were able to reach out among the members of the campus community to find support for everything. So not just the tutoring, but if we need resources. And I told them, I said, well, I don't have games on the yard. So recess is very limited. I have one piece of play equipment for 6th grades, and so they were kind enough to come and design. And to say, hey, these are your tutors that came and did this work. So when they go outside, like there's this thread of they're here on Tuesday, Thursday, but the impact of their work is here every day that we are here. And so it has been priceless to have this resource, to have it available, and to have the level of commitment that they give to it because they're here all the time.
We would love for our students to learn math and to learn words that they didn't before and to better their reading comprehension skills and everything. But relationship is really the cornerstone of why we do what we do. But I think for now, we are present in these schools and in our community, and really that's the most important thing.
When you're talking about students who are living with trauma, one of the key pieces to it is being consistent because they have so many things that come in and out of their lives that they can't depend on, because they may be having a really rough Monday, but they know Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock, my friend is coming, because the relationship now has moved from strange people that are coming in to help to this is my friend, and there is personal rapport. We're in the one-on-one tutoring environment for the entire hour that I'm here. It's me and you. It's me and you. And so building that rapport over time, now I am getting a different need satisfied, not just for academics, but for friendship, for relationships. And now we can talk about other stuff. But that's friendship. That's relationship. And that's vitally important to these students who go through so much at such a young age.
With Overground, I think that their role is just as critical. Yes, they may not necessarily be the person that's teaching them all of the subjects all of the time, but they have an opportunity to say, here is a safe person that I'm going to accept you, that I'm going to be available to you, that I'm going to maybe expose you to something that you don't know, that I'm going to help build with the tutoring, build in what can then eventually transfer into your experience in the classroom. So maybe you'll be able to read better so that they can develop those kind of very, foundational skills to be able to succeed in all the other areas academically. I think the value is just as important.
A lot of the students we work with don't have consistent figures in their lives. And so for them, I think just to have a mentor, especially
All right, family. We wanted to bring that, but just to show something that people are doing. These programs can be reproduced in whatever city you're in, but it's also, we played that video to show the importance of literacy. It is studies that are done that actually does show that those who lack the ability to read are more inclined into the prison pipeline. There are many studies like that. And if you know about our dear brother Jawanza Kunjufu, he did a three-part series called The Conspiracy Against Black Boys, where he also talked about black literacy. He talked about the lack of literacy among us. We already have read several articles about it and talking about those disparities. So in our effort, okay, in our effort to uplift that and to change that dynamic. This is what we're doing using the power of social media. This is what my son is doing. He's inviting other guests like myself. Today, I'm a guest on his show, and I'm going to do some of the reading. So, again, this is an opportunity for you to share this. Let your children, young children know, your teenagers, if they into comics and stuff. This is a good time for you to go ahead and share that. And we want to give you all the gift for tapping in with us. Please tap the word, text the word sci-fi, SYFY, to 678-736-7086. And you will receive a free digital copy of Superman versus Muhammad Ali. Again, you'll receive a free digital copy of Superman versus Muhammad Ali. Please go ahead and text that number and we will be sure to get it over to you, okay? So that way you can give your children something to read on that iPad or that smart device that you have, okay? So please text that word so you can get that free gift. So without any further ado, we're gonna I'm gonna let my son go ahead and kind of lay the foundation for this book. Again, we're going to give you a few moments. Go ahead, get your grandchildren, get your young nieces, get people on so they can come on and read with us. If you don't have the book, that is all right. We're going to show you again. Show them again. This is Black Sands. You can go close. This is Black Sands, the Seven Kingdoms. Okay, this is Black Sands, the Seven Kingdoms by Manuel Godoy. And he's got a phenomenal movement going on, teaching Black people about Kemet, making us to see ourselves in the powerful light as well. The book is well done. It's hardcover. It is absolutely awesome. Again, you can pick this book up on my son's website, Black Anime Comics and Sci-Fi. That's FYSYFY.com. Okay. You can pick this book up from him, and he works hand in hand with Brother Manuel. And next week we're probably gonna do we're gonna either continue with this or if we don't continue with this, we'll move on to Brother Andre Batts and Urban Style Comics Dreadlock. But either way, family, you'll be able to tap in. We want to show you first some of these comics. That's one. He brought a whole plethora. Okay, this is another one. This is called The Watchman. This is called The Watchman.
Well, actually, it's the
Eat your mic.
Oh, it's the classic black kind of crime story where the son was in a or a family story where not classic, but like the issues like his son, the main character was in a foster home, and like he like I guess his mom and dad had divorced and he was going into the gang life, but unlike most black stories, his father actually came and saved him, but he didn't know it was his father, and he asked him questions like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "How do you know my name?" and all that. And then eventually you found out who he was. He's like, "Oh wow, it's my dad." He was like, his dad didn't want to get him involved because he was in a kind of dangerous life where he was helping to fight crime and etc. But he looked up to him, and he decided to become more like his father. He went to the military, However, one day his father came back dead. And he came back, his father was dead. And then he was like, well, I'm gonna pick up the mantle. So it's like kind of similar to Batman, but it ain't Batman. But it's like a really cool story how he put the black story in there in a black experience, but he combined it with superhero.
All right, so we're not gonna do a long intro
Yeah,
on
we're not.
everything. We just gonna kind of give a, just show the book, and we'll talk. Go ahead.
All
We're
right,
gonna
and then
talk
this
more.
is a boxing Haitian. It's a based off of an actual Haitian boxer. You don't know his name.
Okay.
All right, and
So,
then
these are just some of the comics that he has access to.
that's by Unique Studios. He has that one is connected. All of them are connected into one universe by this comic book right there.
Okay, that's another one. Very awesome graphics. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, these are the other books from Black Sands actually.
Yeah, these are some of the other books from Black Sands right here.
Yeah, and Neola. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
This is the
That's
Legend
based
of,
off the actual Inca civilization, and they was black. Yes, as you see, they was black.
and then this is part of another part of the Seven
Part
Kingdoms.
7 or
Okay.
issue 7.
All right. So we just wanted to show you all some of the books, and I'm gonna let my son start reading first, and then I will jump in whenever he's ready. Yeah, I'm gonna let him start reading first. Again, my son will put the link where you can actually see the story for yourself, and you can. And this is the same story that he's gonna be reading. You'll be able to see it. It's like a flip page kind of flip through the comic book kind of deal. So maybe we should put that in now, and maybe they can kind of see. Give me a second.
Yeah, then they can see what's going on.
Yeah, so it is. You put it on your page, right?
Yeah, Black Sands premiere.
Okay. And your page is Black Anime, right?
You know, Jami Muhammad.
There we go. Okay, cool. Okay.
Go to videos.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's right there. My bad. Go back. Go back to home. No, not. I'm talking about that home. There you go.
Okay.
Go down. Down. Popular uploads. Right there to the left.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna actually drop that link in the chat. You know, so that you all can actually go back and watch it all the way through part 6, I
Yeah,
think
it's
it
only
is.
6 for right now, but I think they're getting
Yeah.
ready to
So
do.
you can actually watch it all the way through part 6, but he's gonna start doing the reading. So again, this is a good opportunity for you to bring your children, your godchildren, your nieces, your nephews, significant others that you want to bring in front of the screen. He's gonna go ahead and start reading Black Sands, The Seven Kingdoms. So here we go.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna begin with the kind of foreword, written by Manuel Gardo and drawn by David Linnerman. Black Sands is a story about a young boy named Osir whose life goal is to rule Kemet, or what they call Egypt. This goal leads him on a journey to far off lands in the ancient world where he deals with the complicated issues involving wars and ancient gods that seek his death. He is accompanied by his kinfolk Seth, Osset, and Nabet as they travel the world, which all three of those are actual ancient comedian figures. The world of Black Sands is deep, and the original cultures of the time are all represented in the sci-fi fantasy retelling of ancient myths. All right, so let us begin. So 1,000 years ago, into the reign of the ancients, humanity pulls itself back from the brink. It's a time before history, a time where legends are forged and myths are facts. The mortals, as they came to be known, have godlike powers, but are otherwise no different from the humans. The ancients, the realm of men, called them gods. They are immortal and wield strange and exotic powers. So y'all can see the page, and they actually showing where him is. All right. Wait, let me see. And that's what the first page is. Okay. Let's move on. Nations wage war over the limited resources available. It is a dark age, but there is hope, and the next generation has a chance to save the world, though they do not know it yet. This is their story. So that's the war. Oh, and then that's the next generation, which is Offset, Seth, um, Alsar, and Nabet, who's not in here yet. She's in the next page. The prince and his kin arrive in Kush early before a diplomatic meeting between nations. It is here where their story begins. Remember, this is a diplomatic visit. Don't cause any trouble. Of course, teacher, we will never do such a thing. Relax, I will keep them in line. Right. It's been a long time, Noon. Please, I am neither Noon nor Ra. I am Tahuti. Very well. Osir. Best. No, Osir. Best. So they got that kind of Goku and Vegeta vibe going right there. And then they start fighting. Let me show that panel. They start trying to fight. And then it says, Yield, child, this hall is sacred. If you wish to fight, take it outside. Is that wise? Me and Ra were once like this. I see no problem here. But first, you should show your proper respects. Yes, sir. And they showed each other respect before the battle. You can see they did the kind of black power fist each other. Come on, guys. Let's go to the courtyard. Follow me. All right, I got some new moves to show you. And then that's all set. About to go with them and Seth and Nabet. So and Ness. They all about to go. All right. So that's all set. Looking in the distance at two people. I don't know yet. King Apad Denmark. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize. No need to be so formal, young woman. Can Aso come play with us today? Whoosh. And the woman that we're about to find out about has super speed, as you see. And she said, Aso is not feeling well, dear. She's like, oh, come on. I can sense the power in her. Really, you can sense this? So she basically allowed her to have a vision, as you see, death, hunger, pain. So she can see spiritual things, which is a cool ability. Hurry up and catch up. Hurry up and catch your friends before you get lost, young one. Okay. Oh, okay. Was that really necessary? One day that girl will exceed my power, but first she must wise up to the world. Agreed. All right. The courtyard. So, Bess, what's with the self-righteous headdress? Oh, this? Ha, it's something the locals want me to wear. Something about my sacred right as their heir to the throne. Yeah, but it's huge. It's not surprising. It's surprisingly not that hard to move in. Hey, I didn't come here to talk about fashion. Last time you beat me in a duel, but this time I'll crush you. All right, then. Before we begin, I want to see what the others have learned over these last 5 years. Seth, we really didn't have any powers when we last met, but now, just say things have changed. Whoosh. So he got powers kind of like, he has sand powers kind of like, if you like Gar and stuff, because he made this kind of anime like and they getting ready to fight him and Bess. So that's Seth's power. Part of his power is the sand. And his other power, he said, my control of the sand is unique, but it is the only thing I control. And then you see him look with these red eyes. And he said, "What the? No! Why would you do this to me? Bess, open your eyes. What's wrong with you, huh?" Seth, that was a horrible way to showcase your talents. How did you do it? So he made him feel like think he had bumps all over his skin because he has the power to curse people by making them think there's something that's there that isn't, so he can mess with your brain.
Mm.
You see, and oh yeah, and his skin. Well, you about to see. You see my skin condition. All of the people of Kemet hated me, thought me cursed. They looked upon me as if I were a disease. That anger, the idea of being cursed, enraged me. I accidentally killed a man who scorned me when I was 9. I stared at him so viciously, as he cursed at me. He didn't care my royal birth. To him, I was nothing. I pictured all the things he saw in me and put those thoughts into his mind. His vision became that of my pain. The man rode around like a maniac, started ripping his own flesh. I knew not what he saw, only that I had put him in it. I ran and understood what had happened. A thought can have a stronger effect than any physical action.
Mhm.
That is so cool. And as you can see, that's a skin condition. And you know, back then in Kemet, like it was a land of black, so like they really were more accepting of people that was darker.
Right.
And this was like foreign to them to see a black man or woman with lighter skin.
Right.
So that right there proves that them showing the Kemetians of light was false up until a certain point, because as you know, we unfortunately intermixed with the Caucasian race. Um, since then, I have controlled this power. I no longer use it on the common folk. I do not approve of such things. Well, I do. His powers are effective, and effectiveness goes over all morality. No. Really, Nabet, you the huh? Wait, where did she go? I know I just heard her. Hey, I'll say, where is she? I'm right here. Nabet? My specialty is deception. I switched your offset while you were listening to Seth. There are many ways my skill set has to see, but for now, this is what I'm showing. Haha, that is why you are my favorite woman in the whole world. Okay, it's my turn. So, as you can see, she morphed herself to look like her sister Offset, but she was really Nabet the whole time. And now Offset's powers are good, but they're also dangerous to her and her whole family at the moment because she don't have no control. And that's what they're about to say. Offset, remember to hold back a lot. I know we haven't used restraint yet, but this is a small location. You could kill us all. I wasn't even thinking of that. Thanks for reminding me. You guys might want to stand back. Why? So wait, she can fly? Our father told her to never use her powers before others. This is a major violation of his will, but it's for best. Wait, she can do more than fly. Ah, what's she doing? And do not go too far, sister. And she is not listening. And she's like Storm, and she's starting to alter the atmosphere, and that's good. She's altering the weather. That really ain't good for them. It ain't good for them. I can manipulate nature, and she's letting the power start to take over. It's like Bruce Almighty right now. I got the power. So it's taking her over. She producing fire and lightning and thunder all over the place. And then the woman with super speed that we saw earlier is whooshing over there like, oh my God, what's going on? It said, that's wild, sis. Show them boys who really runs the show. And she did listen and says, I can go further. And you see the lightning get worse.
Oh.
No, I said, turn it down. And then the ground starts to crack. And then you see him looking like, oh my God. You see also like, oh my God. And then he tries to throw a rock up for defense purposes so they can survive. So he has super strength. We have to stop her. I can tell she lost control. I was like that when I was young. Yep. I have to knock her out, but I will be gravely wounded if I try to force my way through. And if I throw something, it might be too much force and kill her instantly. Yeah, because the super strength is that strong. Grandfather, what do I do? What in the world are those kids doing? So this them thinking like, oh my God, what am I gonna do, man? I don't know, but you should check. Asa has lost control. Unfortunately, I cannot stop her in her current state. Perhaps you can mess me. That's the woman who has super speed. Wait, let me stop her. It's too dangerous. And besides, you shouldn't be eavesdropping. What was that? Nothing to be concerned with. I could not see her because she moves faster than my vision. She is the whisper of death. Newt. So they making a plan. I can't. She's losing control, so I can't control it. And then they all like, "Oh my god, bro!" And he's like, "I'm the only one that can stop her. I'll save her." And then I'll save them all. And he tries to literally do a Naruto move and run and try to save them. Oh god! And he unfortunately gets hit by lightning. And then he uses his fist to deflect part of it. And he says, "I will stop you." And you see him sweating because he's injured. And then more lightning. And then you see us Mesme, who from earlier, she comes in, "Mom?" And then she literally used her super speed like the Flash and go bam, and then knock her daughter out of the back. Like, and then Offset falling, like, Offset, and he's injured. "Don't worry, son, she is fine." And that is why, my dear daughter, we do not abuse our power. Now, this courtyard will have to be rebuilt. I don't appreciate you using my daughter as an example. I will use her as I see fit. Yeah, so they have, Kemet and Nubia used to have. They used to be friends for 5 minutes, and the next minute, yo, both of you, husband, young Asa is badly wounded. Mess of me, heal him. I was planning on doing this anyway before I was interrupted. His wounds are not that dire, alone. So she can heal you. However, it's still not like a complete heal, depending on the injury. He starts coughing. Nice lady, nice trick, lady. Lady. Yes, what Seth said. Uh, you guys never cease to amaze me. Please don't show that to my father, Tahuti. Oh, I surely will. We are so screwed. All right, children, let's go. We have destroyed enough for one day. Sorry for the mess. Let me know if there's a way to make up for this. Don't worry about it, child. You're mature for your age. We are going nowhere. I came here to fight best, and fight best I shall. Yep. And then they show the city of Kerma. Kerma was the capital of the, and I'm gonna let my dad read this. Kerma was the capital city of the Kushite civilization in the third millennium BCE or BC. It dominated the region's gold trade and the pathways down the Nile. This elevated the Kushite culture to a competitive level with their northern brothers in Kemet. The culture of the Kushites was not much different from Kemet, but they started using written hieroglyphs much later in their kingdom, making early recounts of their achievements and culture up to their neighbors in Kush. And then they talk about the different people. You can either read that or you can just move forward and go to the rest of the story.
All right. Well, y'all kind of seen the people, and when you get the book, you'll be able to know. We're gonna just read a little bit more. Just gonna read a little bit more.
So
And again, you can go to my son's website, Blank Anime Comics and Sci-Fi.com. Pick this book up so that God willing, next week you'll be able to read along. And we did put the link, the YouTube link in the chat where you can actually see the story in live motion. Okay. So we're gonna read a little bit more. And this is
Rumble and Karma.
Rumble and Kerma. This is part 2. All right. I came here to fight best, and fight I shall. I think enough has been done this day. The people are terrified outside. We need to address them. No, do not disrespect them in their own home. Father, allow us to fight. You know what a rival can do to people, you know.
They're showing the picture.
Yeah, you gotta hold. Okay, I'll leave this down here. I hope y'all can hear me all right. So y'all can kind of see what's going on. right here. All right, going on. I will allow it. They are boys after all. It is what men do. I will warn you, child, that I only healed your wounds. I did not to stop the effects of the lightning surge. You may have some temporary paralysis. Queen of Kush, I'm strong. I won't let something like that stop me. Get on with it already. But if you lose, I'm going to drag you through the stand. Mom is quite a brute. So this is here. All right, give me a second to get ready. Come on, man. Oh yes, let's battle.
Yep. So he started charging up. Yeah, I like that.
Uh, Now that's fast. Whack. Come on, son of Kemet, you got more skill than that. Let me have a look at you. It's nothing, father. Well, nothing must have a strong left hook. Listen, son, do not let your anger consume you. It is our greatest weakness to be consumed by such petty slights. You were defeated by Best, but one day you shall face him again. And on that day, if you prepare well, you will succeed. Yeah, but I'm not supposed to lose. Everyone loses eventually, my son. My son will learn from the losses and become better for it. My son is no mindless brute. Understand? Yes, father. Now go to the priest, son. Let them tend to your wounds. You fought well to who he told me so himself. Thanks, father. Oh, I gotta go back to the other page. All right. So this is what we just read there. That was the flashback to the time before they fighting now. I guess we all go through this in life. Damn, hard, silence. You were defeated because you were weak. A pharaoh does not lose. I do not lose. You have dishonored this house by falling to that Cushite child. But I slap, you will learn that the only thing that keeps people in line is an unshakable foundation of success. A pharaoh is perfect. You cannot be pharaoh if you lose. Not once, not ever. I have no pity for you, childish emotions. Cast them aside. You must rise to my level. I've killed gods, lost friends, and suffered unimaginable pain, also that I could save this world from itself. You shall do the same. And if you fail, I will get rid of you myself, as my father was unto me. This I promise. Now go forth and focus. Tomorrow train so that you never fall again. Never again. Yeah, it's over. Whoosh, it's over. This is
Right.
2
So
pages.
them flashbacks is important because he's getting two different dynamics. His dad is trying to balance him out and say that you're gonna lose sometimes and just continue striving to train. His grandfather was like, "Bro, you can't never lose, and you have to have an iron fist." And that's not how that works. And that's why, like, eventually, I think it's gonna be where he's gonna have to fight his grandfather, which may not go
Ah, crash. Oh, snap. Bam, bam. So this is them in the fight, y'all.
very well. Woof, he got him good.
This is them in the fight right here.
He got him good.
All right. This is getting out of hand. I'm going to stop this. What? Don't interfere, Father. I was not taking him seriously. All right, Hassan. You want to go all out? I'll show you. Compression wave.
Yep. So he has kind of sound powers. I think it's pretty cool.
I can't think.
Oh,
Whoosh.
oh Lord.
Fazoom. Curses. Farewell, little man.
No.
Boom.
He got his hair. He about to get it. About to get his hair. The issue of having long hair sometimes. Yep.
What? I will push. I will not lose. Bam. Soul enforcement mountain strike. Pow. Boom. Crash. Well, that was more trouble than it was worth. Let's go check up on them. Are they all right? I sense them over here. Hmm, that went a little too far, but at least the boys got to prove themselves. Give him to me. I will mend his wounds for now. That boy is as powerful as Rob was when he was young. I'm reminded of how vexed I was around him. I will get my son. Asar regains consciousness. What happened to him? That's horrible. While you were knocked out, Bess and Asar fought like usual. Our brother didn't show any restraint. That's right, child. He will be fine. He will not be conscious for some time. You should watch over him as he rests. How is he, mother? Asar will pay. That aura. What did I say about emotions, child? Apologies. I am ruined. My entire shop has been destroyed. What have I done to the gods to deserve this fate? Boss, there's a boy here. He is one that fell from the sky and destroyed our cart. Thanks for digging me out. I was afraid if I did it myself, I could have hurt someone. A boy? Sorry about that. I see. You look terrible, child. Though you destroyed my livelihood, you seem to not be at fault with the wounds you suffered. Drink this water. I shall have my friends take you into the priesthood for some medical aid. Thanks, but I really need to be going. Wait, child. You will hurt yourself. I shall take him. All right. We got a few more pages. All right. Well, that's what more trouble than. Oh, I just read that part. Sorry. He is my son. I would listen to her boss. He is clearly royalty. I'm sorry, my lady. What is your name, merchant? Rakesh, my lady. Rakesh, you have shown kindness to my son without knowing who he was. I do not reward people for their deeds, but I do give them opportunities. Take this emblem to Memphis and tell the guard Newt sent you. If you prove yourself worthy, you shall have a much more elevated life than you currently do. Oh, and bring your assistant with you. He's cute. Curses. Watch your mouth. What happened to you, boy? I fought best to reclaim my honor from my last beat. Did you win? I don't know. I ended up here on the last attack. He won, father. The other boy is still unconscious. Good. I saw go inside. Get patched up from Shimmy, and get your brothers and sisters. Our negotiation will begin, and I don't want any distraction. I'm sending you all home. Your father awaits your arrival. Ah, come on. Don't argue. Later that day, brother, you should get some sleep. It's been a really long day, I know, but I can't sleep. What is it? The rod and staff. Father wants me to be a just leader. Grandfather wants me to be a strict leader. I don't know which is the right path. Listen, whatever you become, it's entirely up to you. You're right. Let's get some sleep. Somewhere in Suma. Are the preparations complete? Yes, they are, Master. Yes, they are, Master. Does he know? I made sure he would not know of this move. I have given you the mark because you served me ever since you were a child. It is this loyalty that is the reason why you rule the kingdom of Soma in my stead. Do not fail me.
So now the enemies are starting to come.
I only serve the one true God. Then let us begin. This world can only serve one master. To be content. All right. So, family, we have read part one and part two of this beautiful book. We read part one and part two. Again, if you type it in there, you can get this book from my son's wonderful website called Black Anime Comics and Sci-Fi.com. You can pick this book up. Again, God willing, we'll be doing this on a weekly basis. We're gonna try to start every week at 10:19 Mountain Standard Time. That's 12:19 Central Standard, 1:19 Eastern Standard Time. So we're gonna come back, God willing, next week and begin reading part three. It won't be me reading this time. We got another special guest for you. Again, this is our effort to encourage Black literacy, especially among Black youth and Black males, not just, our young women. We want them to read too, of course. But, there is a greater disparity among Black boys than it is Black girls when it comes to literacy. Okay. So that's why we want everybody. This is an opportunity, family. This is family friendly. This is an opportunity for you to bring again your sons, your daughters, your nieces, your godchildren, anybody that you think that will find value in this and be uplifted. Again, the name of this book is called Black Sands, The Seven Kingdoms by Manuel Godoy. And you can pick that up right there on my son's website. Again, if you just tuning in, you just tapping in with us, this is Black Anime Literacy Day. Black Anime Literacy Day, where we are promoting literacy by reading Black anime and comics to those who would like to hear. And also, we want you to be able to follow along. So, again, you can go ahead and go to that website and pick that book up. And also, family, if you text 678, the number 678 736 7086. If you text the word sci-fi, then we're going to send you a free digital copy of Muhammad Ali versus Superman. Muhammad Ali versus Superman. We're going to send you that free digital copy of that book. For those of you who all haven't seen it or read it, this is a great opportunity for you to do so. And it's something that you can have for you and your children and your family. And we want to offer that to you for coming in with us. Again, text the word sci-fi to 678 736 7086. Thank you so much, family, for tuning in with us. We really do appreciate it. We pray that you find value in this. If you want to support what it is that we do, then you can cash up us at the Queen of Rap 19. You can cash app us at the Queen of Rap 19. You can do that if it's $1, $5, $10, $100, whatever you want to do, whatever's in your heart to give. Again, please share this. Let people know that what we're doing so that God willing next week you can get your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, godchildren, your loved ones in front of this screen to read along with us. It's been our blessing. It's been our honor. It's been our privilege to be with you today here on Black Anime Comics and Sci-Fi. I'm going to let my son say closing words, and then we're going to play that theme song one more again, and then we're going to close out.
Hey, everybody. Thank you all for sticking with us, and thank you for coming. I really enjoyed this. My dad been pushing me to do this for a while. Um, and it was a good, and it's really a good thing. And I really enjoyed the reading and listening to why Black literacy was important, and stating why it was important, and us learning more so why it is important for us to become more literate as a people, and for us to see more of our own, and because we have so many Black anime, and I mean Black comics, anime, and sci-fi, and just our own media, that we could really just disconnect. Like I like Marvel and stuff, but like a lot of the reasons why they're not selling like they were is because a lot of Black people want to see themselves. That's why they're coming out with a Black Superman movie. Like notice that they coming out with Black Superman. DC Comics is like, are we gonna bring back Steady Shot? Because they seeing that Black people, especially Black men and women, are more attracted to their own people and their own selves, and they want to see more of themselves. And that's what we are striving to promote on this channel, for us to see more of ourselves and to promote literacy as well. And if you would like to support me as well, my Cash App is Cash App JAMKU Jamku50. And that's my Cash App if you'd like to support me and continue to help me in this mission to help promote Black anime, comics, and sci-fi, and to promote Black literacy. And
go ahead. Sorry. You can text either one of those. You can do the Cash App to either one of those. We'll be sure that he gets whatever support you want to give. So I think this is something worthy for us to support. So if you'd like to support again, Jomku50, that's the Cash App, or you can also the Queen of Rap 19. Either way, we're gonna make sure that he gets the money. We thank you for tapping in. We hope that you'll go ahead and go buy that book right here so that next week you all can read along with us. We've read part 1, part 2. We're going to go ahead and go to part 3. Next week, we're going to have another special guest. My beloved wife, Nafiza Ali, will be on reading this wonderful series. So tap in next week again at 10:19 Mountain Standard Time. That's 12:19 Central Standard Time. That's 1:19 Eastern Standard Time. So God willing, we look forward to seeing you all there next week. Please share, share, share. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Mind Spark Creations, please go hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe so you'll know every time we go live. Just want to make a quick announcement once again. We will be blessed to have in the building our dear brother Abdul Malik, aka Brother Warren 2X. That's right, the number one fisherman in the Nation of Islam will be with us, God willing, on Thinking Thursday on Mind Spark Creations. That's going to be at 10:30 Central Standard Time. We're going to be blessed to be in the building with our dear brother. We look forward to talk with him. So be sure to tap in with us on next Thinking Thursday. That is July the 8th. We look forward to seeing you there. Family, remember to be the best because you're absolutely the best. Remember, we love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about that. And continue to let the spark in your mind create a new reality. And thank you for supporting Black Anime Comics and Sci-Fi. We thank you for your presence. We thank you for your time. Please share, 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 share. And again, text the word Sci-Fi, SYFY, to 678-736-7086 to get your free copy of Superman versus Muhammad Ali, the digital copy. Okay. All right, family. Assalamu alaikum. May Allah bless you with the rest of your day. Have a wonderful and a fantastic day. We love you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Huh? Play a little theme music. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.